I got you. All right, man. So moving on, our next recurring segment, we call this playing in the wrong key. This is our version of what grinds your gears. So what's that one pet peeve? I know you have many, but what's that one pet peeve as a musician, artist that you have? What's playing in the wrong key for you?
Venue owners who take advantage of entertainers. And the reason I say it like that is because of this. Venue owner thinks most of the time that they are paying for the 3.5 hour, 2 15-minute break, 4-hour show that they get out of you. That's not the case. There is time, money, equipment, practice, talent that is invested in our field. And I get so tired of people who say, oh, well, it's not a real job. So y'all out there, next time somebody say that being an entertainer is not a real job, I want you to slap their mama in the mouth for me. So,
preach, Doc.
Right.
Because it's like all of that hard work. So you take your gear, because like we've discussed, I play drums, right? It's like I load up my gear. First of all, I had to pay for that gear. Then I invested time to, increase my talent to get better at that position. Then I load that gear. I drive to the location, which ain't always close.
Right.
Boy, rarely have close.
Right. It's like sometimes, most of the time, I'm going an hour and a half out of town just to make $100.
Yeah.
Then I unload the gear, set it up, play the show, tear it down, load it up, drive back, unload it. There's like a 15-step process that goes into this. And then I've heard venue owners who are out there and they go, well, don't play cover music in our establishment, and because if you play cover music, they put it out there in public for Facebook. You can go look it up. And it's like they put it out there. They said,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, anybody who plays a cover tune said, man, you a cockroach that deserves to be stepped on and squashed. It's like
low level cockroach. He said cover artists and DJs are low level cockroaches that deserve to be stepped on and squashed.
Oh, where's that at?
The owner, it's in Richardson, I think.
Yes.
Owner made years ago made this long post.
The corner of Beltline and Plano Road.
So you gotta do original music at this? You gonna do original music at this?
Oh.
Yeah. And
it wasn't like that when they first started. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that before. But me personally, I think they just simply didn't want to pay the ASCAP tax. That's what I think.
Exactly.
He tries to come off as just this music. Can't play shit.
Yeah.
By the way. But he tries to come off as this music purist. You know what I'm saying?
No talent hack.
Yeah.
And you and I have both been there.
Yeah.
And but that's what
a lot of cats stopped playing that too, man.
Yeah, they did, man.
After that, but I used to play it all the time, but yeah. Made this long post.
And you know what? I in good faith, because I didn't have a contract at the time. I was still, young in. I was doing what I called at the time the C.T. Davis Project. Okay. We weren't the C.T. Davis Powerhouse Blues Band at that point. That's the Godzilla that we became.
Yeah.
But that wasn't who we were then.
Yeah.
And Coach was playing keys for me, James Kirkhampton. And so I had to pay my band out of my pocket, because he said, well, you don't have a contract and I'm not going to advertise, but the 60 or 70 people you brought ain't enough for me to make enough money to justify paying you. So he stiffed me on the gig.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And I'm going, wait, what? Well, at the time I'm going, dude, what? Your word is not your bond.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I said, that's fine. And there's been other venue owners who told me that I'm not allowed to have any brothers in the band, or I can't play there. And I said, so I wouldn't go back to that venue. So venue owners and the way that they perceive things, And I'm gonna say this because and I've been good. I promised you I would be good. I've been good.
Hey, I've been doing good.
Right,
But I'm gonna say this: assumption is the mother of all fuck ups. So, but I have been waiting for that. I've been holding it in because it's like they assume that they know what goes into, like you said, like this owner we were talking about. He has no idea what it takes to be in our shoes.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's a competition, but it's an understanding.
Yeah.
If I didn't understand, it's like there's a reason that I don't play saxophone.
Yeah.
I don't understand the heads or tails of it.
Yeah.
So when my buddy, my little brother Nick Cooper,
Shout out to Nick Cooper.
it's like, dude, it's like, if he had a problem with a saxophone, hell, don't come to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like auto mechanics. It's like, man, it's like I'm lucky that I know how to change a tire.
Right.
Don't ask me to do anything automotive.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to do that. So I can't fill his shoes.
Right.
So you can empathize with people, but don't sympathize with people because there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And these owners, they don't understand the difference between responsibility and accountability. I mean, and that goes into every aspect of life. If you have kids, if there's a relationship, it's like, this is your responsibility. Whether you choose to be accountable for it or not is a completely different situation all in itself.
Right.
But they treat us like Henry VIII's wives.
Yeah.
We are beneath them, and the only time they look down is to see who they stepping on.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel sometimes. Not all venue owners.
Course,
Let me say that.
Right. Right.
Because like at the forum, man, they back me up and they support my decision. That's why I've been there for over a year now, is because they believe in my product and what I bring to the table. But there are venue owners who go, yeah, man, and I'm gonna call out my brothers. I mean, I'm not by name, but I'm gonna say, as a collective, if some of you band leaders would stop taking your 8 and 9 piece band and playing a gig for $350,
Man, listen.
if you would stand with me, we would already be making more money instead of you complaining that you're making the same $100 you made back in the 70s.
Man.
If you would take a stand
Talk
with
about
me,
it.
because the price of alcohol has gone up, the price of food has gone up. Most venues charge a cover. Now it's like most places, if you go down to Deep Ellum, God forbid you don't have $25 to pay for the parking that they've taken over down there. It's like, so all of this costs money. And you don't want to give a band, or you don't want to give me reimbursement for the parking. You don't want to give me any kind of cut on my food. You don't want to give me any kind of percentage on drinks. Not that I'm trying to, get loaded on alcohol, unlike some, that I know.
Jesus Christ.
But it's like, you're going to charge me $3.50 for a Coca-Cola, one damn Coca-Cola. And I am trying to support your venue. You don't want to advertise. And
they expect you to do all that.
Right. It's like, why don't you help us out, man? It's like, if you're disappointed in the crowd, maybe you should put a little effort in.
Yeah.
Because I know this as a business owner.
Yeah.
When I grew up with my family, I'll tell you honestly, this is what happened. We had 3 family cafeterias, and we franchised out 7 Waffle Houses. I was a grill cook at the age of 15, telling people who were 30 years my senior what to do, because when I clocked in, my money was made. Right. And so it's like, if you want good tips, I can either burn the food or you can be nice to me and I'll cook you a good meal.
Right.
So it's like, but when you hold all the cards like that, it's like musicians are going, man, we're making the same $100 that we made in 1975. It's like, if you want to make more, you got to take a stand, because all of these guys are going, oh, I want quantity. I want quantity. I want to play 30 or 40 times a month. It's like, I would rather play less and make more money. Because I believe in quality over quantity. Because I believe in what I bring to the table. And I'm sorry I got loud. It's just, this is something I'm emotional about. And these guys, they treat you when you come in, it's like, oh man, you're like a bunch of peasants. Dance. When I say jump, you say how high. And that's their mentality, and that's how they approach us. It's like, well man, I can only offer you, bull. You can come up off of some more. It's like, I had somebody check the numbers on a gig I played a while back, and they paid us $100 a man for a 5-piece band, right? Everybody been making that $100. They took $9,000 in that night.
That's crazy.
I said, so on top of the 5 you gave me, why don't you give me another 10%? Because if I'm playing for you, now this is not a place I frequent, but if I'm bringing in a crowd, because you see my social media, man, I'm out there all the time. I'm hustling, right?
I mean, there's even at the Forum on a Wednesday, it's really, I mean, it's not like a huge venue, but it's a nice sized venue.
Yeah.
At the Forum, it's really standing room only.
Oh, okay.
Like they